All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with our post-wave report for trading on Sunday, February the 12th, 2023. All right, so the first chart here is the Bitcoin futures. As you know, the dashboard has been updated. Just go to pulsewavetrading.com, refresh your browser, and you will see the updated data. So the Bitcoin futures ended the week on a bearish note. As you see, we have a bearish trend momentum reading. Top of the Kumo cloud is at 18,000, and you can see the market is headed straight down for that. I think we're going to at least close the gap here, and then we'll see if it comes down and tests the top of the Kumo cloud here. But right now, all systems are go to the downside here in the Bitcoin to start the week. Taking a look now at the Russell My Hustle, the ticker is IWM, and you'll see likewise the market came down on Friday. We have a bearish trend momentum reading, and right now you can see where the market is coming down to make its way towards the $180 mark here. So I think that to start the week off, we're going to have that bearish bias in these markets. Hold on 1 second. I need to. Okay, there we go. All right. All right. So, all right, here we go. All right. So that's that chart. Okay. The next one here is, oh, we already did that one. It's the Bitcoin futures. Okay. Here's gold. The ticker is GLD. And you'll notice that this one came down too. We still haven't back and filled on the gap, but this market is also bearish to start the week off, closer to the top of the Kumo cloud, that 170 mark. I think that's going to be the first downside target. And then we'll see if the market can try to build some kind of a base for support, or do we get another leg down and go toward the bottom of the Kumo cloud down it by 160. Next up is the gold miners. Gold miners also have a bearish trend momentum reading. Already hit the initial downside target. Now we're gunning for the second target, which is around the $33 a share mark. So still got a ways of downside to go yet in the gold miners. Next up, we have the Bitcoin ETF, the GBTC, and we have a rally alert set for Monday's trading. Now, as you know, the market did head lower for the weekend. It is now kind of stalled out, moving sideways. So this one could very well get some upside production for trading on Monday. We got a neutralization bar coming in as well. So this will probably neutralize any upside. So this one seems to be tracking with the underlining pretty well. Next up is the Ethereum ETF. It's ETHE. And this one you can see is deep in the Kumo cloud and just moving sideways with a bearish trend momentum reading. So that gives us a bearish bias. Next up, we have the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So this one is still moving sideways with a bearish bias. We got a bearish trend momentum reading. And as you can see, the market is trendless at this point. And I think that the overall break will be to the downside. I know a lot of people are just hoping and waiting and praying that the market stages some type of a rally and that this is just a long base to build a bullish sentiment. But I have to say that's not what the chart is showing us right now. The algos are showing us a sideways bearish market, meaning that any kind of rallies are just being sold off, and that's what we are seeing in the Dow. Next up, we have silver. All right, looking at silver futures, you'll see that this one has a bearish trend momentum reading. That means you have a bearish bias in the market. You are trendless, and the market is threatening to fall outside of the Kumo cloud and drop below $22 a share. We talked about this, way in advance back when it was up here. I said that this one was threatening to do that, and that's exactly what it seems to be doing, getting ready to put another leg down into the market. Next up, we have gold futures, and you can see here that this one has a bearish trend momentum reading with a downside bias. We are trendless at the moment, and the market is closely getting near the initial downside target, which is the top of the Kumo cloud. The secondary target will be at 1750, which corresponds to the bottom of the Kumo cloud. Next up, we have XRP Ripple, and you'll notice that this one is still flat lined with a bearish trend momentum reading, which gives the market a bearish bias, but you are trendless at the moment. Taking a look at Theta, you're also trendless at the moment, but you have a bearish trend momentum reading, which gives us a bearish bias in the market with a neutralized signal coming into play as well. So I think this one's definitely going to be flatlined for at least the next couple of days. Next up is a Litecoin. Litecoin is also trendless at the moment, and we have a rally alert for trading on Monday. Now, this is the actual Litecoin, the cash market. So we'll see what happens on that one. All right, next up we have Link or Chainlink, and this one is trendless, or at least it was, but now it's starting a new bearish market. All right, so we just entered into a bear with a crash alert for tonight into Monday's trading. Next up, we have Ethereum futures, and you see this one came down. Top of the Kumo cloud around the 1350 to 1400 mark is the initial downside target with a bearish trend momentum reading, which gives us a bearish bias in the market. Yeah, I know a lot of strange things are happening, my man. A lot of things. And Lord willing, we'll be able to get to it and address some of it in our podcast this week. All right, next up is the US dollar. The US dollar right now is trendless with a bullish trend momentum reading, which gives it a bullish bias. It already met initial upside target, which equals the bottom of the Kumo cloud. The top of the Kumo cloud is now in play at $29 a share if the market can get there. If not, then the new leg down will be coming, and that will cause the market to drop below the $27 mark. Next up, we have Nat Gas. Ticker is UNG. So we've had, back-to-back rally alerts, but we're not really getting any upside production. When and if that happens, the bottom of the Kumo cloud around the $15 to $16 mark is going to be in play. And we do have a bullish trend momentum reading, which gives the market a bullish bias. Next up is the gasoline ETF, which tracks the unleaded gas futures. And you can see this one has a rally alert for trading on Monday with a bullish trend momentum reading, which gives us a bullish bias in the market. However, the market is currently trendless at the moment. Next up is the U.S. bond market. This is the long bond. The ticker is TLT. We have a bearish trend momentum reading, which gives the market a bearish bias, but we are trendless at the moment. The market has hit and reacted as indicated with the top of the Kumo cloud acting as the support here. And now the bottom of the Kumo cloud is in play, which puts it at $100 a share. And if it drops below that 100, which is par, then you're looking at a test of the 52-week lows back here. So, yeah, very bearish outlook for bonds. Next up is the S&P 500, and you'll see here the ticker is SPY. And we have a bearish trend momentum reading, which gives us a bearish bias in the market. Kumo cloud is around the $390 a share mark, and I think that is going to be the initial downside target. Next up is silver. This is ticker SLV, the ETF, and you see a bearish trend momentum reading. We have a trendless market, but a bearish bias, and the market's trading sideways, threatening to drop outside of the Kumo cloud, and that will cause this market to drop below the $20 mark, and it could be into free fall if that happens. Ouch. Next up is the NASDAQ 100, ticker QQQ. We have a bearish trend momentum reading in the market, and we're trendless at this present time. The downside initial target is the top of the Kumo cloud at the $280 a share mark. So we are expecting most of these markets to start off with the bearish outlook to start off the week. All right, here is crude oil futures, and this is the ETF for that. The ticker is OIH. You can see the market's been moving sideways with a bearish trend momentum reading, which gives a bearish bias and outlook to the market. Top of the Kumo cloud around the $300 a share mark is the initial downside target if this market is going to give us some follow through. If not, I expect rallies will continue to be sold, but at some point the market will try to test the overhead resistance zone, and that's around the 340 mark. So very interesting turn in events here with the oil. Trying to figure out which way it's going to break is a very, very good, fun thing to do, but we have no idea what's going to happen. Just follow the reports and you'll be all right. All right, next one is the Litecoin ETF LTCN. And you can see here we have a bearish trend momentum reading, which gives the market a bearish bias. We are trendless at the moment, and the top of the Kumo cloud around the $3 mark is the downside initial target on this particular security. And that's it, folks. So we just went over like 20 plus charts. And yes, the dashboard has been updated. So if you go to pulsewavetrading.com, you can log into your dashboard and you will see all the new reports there waiting for your perusal. And with that being said, remember the system works if you work the system. So make money, not excuses. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back, and smash that like button. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm out. Peace.